Okay, so on exercise 13 for the Mounce workbook, we have some parsing first. Any questions about these? Be happy to discuss them with you. So number 6, is that a demonstrative pronoun?
No, it's just one.
That's right, that's right. It's nice when he throws extra things in here, right? So yes, this is the word one. What did you struggle with?
Well, I think I just put it as masculine and neuter, but I'm pretty sure that Mounce said it was also feminine.
Oh, really?
And I know I just put feminine in a question mark.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Confused why he did that.
So if you were to give me the lexical forms of this word and you were being nice and loving to Dr. Marshall, what would you put here?
Ace, Mia.
That's right. Hace, Mia, hen. And so that's the feminine form. Feminine form doesn't have anything like that in there, does it?
So then it's just a
So,
mistake.
so yeah, if he has feminine, it is a mistake. Typo. All right. Just for fun, let's remind ourselves what the case is of this. So I've got an iota at the end. What might that tell you? It's dative and singular and masculine or neuter. Those are identical to each other in this form. And then what would a possible way be to translate this form, the inflected meaning? Yeah, it could be 2, 1. He gave it to one and not the other. All right?
Well, that's what Mounce has.
He has 2, 1?
He has, that whole.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't have feminine.
No, he doesn't. He says masculine.
All right.
Okay, I missed one mistake.
Very good.
And it kind of comes in the next step. Notice sometimes over haste is circumflex, but pain is not. So I wonder what the rules, I guess, when to circumflex and when not.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually over a long vowel.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Sometimes a long vowel doesn't get this. So.
right. Just because a vowel's long doesn't ensure that it'll have a circumflex, right? But you'll never have a circumflex without a long vowel. But yeah, sometimes your long vowels have an acute accent. Yeah.
Is there any kind of guidance on that?
No, not really. I mean, whenever you have contraction, which we're going to get to, you'll see circumflexes. But not every vowel that we see is a result of that. So, yeah. Anything else? Was this part just too easy for us? Let me just quiz you on a couple of things, if I may. For number 2, akanos, look at that. What is the case ending? Is the case ending alpha sigma? You thought so? Okay.
Yeah, if the stem is a cane, right?
Well, so if the stem is a cane, then the stem ends with a nu, it would have to be a third declension noun. Right? So is this a third declension form? I have 2 people shaking their heads no. What pattern does akanos follow? Is it 3-1-3, 2-1-2, 2-2? What's the lexical form? Yeah, it's 2-1-2. So it's akanos, ne, na. Okay? So that's, look at the stem vowels. Okay? This is 2-1-2. That means that alpha is not part of the case ending. That alpha is part of the stem vowel. All right? Which makes this what gender? It's feminine. Okay? And in the feminine first declension, sigma can do one of two things, can't it? If you go back to your case endings, what can a sigma on a feminine first declension noun indicate? Genitive singular or accusative plural. Which is it here? It's accusative plural because the genitive singular would have what? An eta. We have an eta in the nominative form, right? And it would be eta sigma for the feminine. So this is why it's important, really, to know that the case endings are the case endings and that the stem vowels are not part of the case ending, so that you can really distinguish what's going on here with that stem vowel. All right? If you think it's a third declension noun, then alpha sigma is the case ending. And then that's accusative, plural, masculine, or feminine, right? You remember how in the third declension case endings, alpha sigma could be both of those. All right? So we gotta pay careful attention here to what we're looking at. All right. And then we want to get rid of that, right? It's accusative plural. And so how would you translate this? Yeah, those. And it could be used as an adjective, right? A demonstrative adjective, those women. Or it could be used as a pronoun. I love those. And you're pointing to a group of feminine things. Okay? All right. Anything else? Or shall I show you other areas where you need to think a little more? Go for it. All right. Yeah. Take a look at 7. We have tau ta. Tau ta. So what's this? What's the lexical form? Okay, yes. Please think about writing all 3 of these. Hutas, haute, because they're so different from each other, right? And tuta. Which one of these is it? Surely, because of that alpha there, this has got to be a feminine pronoun, right? No? You sure? Okay. What are we looking at here? Okay. Is this looking neuter to you? Tuta? Is it neuter singular or plural? Yeah, it's neuter plural, right? So that's, what stem vowel do we have here for the neuter form? Yeah, we have an omicron, so that's going to be the second declension. What does alpha indicate for second declension neuter forms? Nominative or accusative, plural. Yes. How am I going to translate this? Yeah, these. Good. In English, these doesn't commit you to a specific gender, does it? In Greek, whatever form of these you've got, it will generally do that unless it's one of those dative or genitive forms where the masculine and neuter look the same. Okay, so that's these. Good. Number 8, is this the third person pronoun she, or is it the feminine singular near demonstrative this?
Put she. You got it wrong.
You put she and got it wrong. Yeah. So what's the difference between these two forms? Well, number 4 and number 8 is the difference, isn't it? Okay, so accent Where's the accent always going to be on the third person pronoun? It's going to be on the end. Autas, aute, auta, right? What's the smooth breathing going to be, or excuse me, what's the breathing going to be on the pronoun? Smooth. On the demonstrative? Rough. Rough. Okay. Which forms are harder to remember? The demonstrative forms or the third person pronoun forms in terms of just identifying them? The demonstrative should be, because the masculine, feminine, and neuter forms look different from each other, right? So maybe you can just remember those are rougher on you than the third person pronouns. Third person pronouns have their quirky things, right? Because they can be used in different ways as pronouns versus adjectives. But in terms of the spelling and the identification, it's rough when you get to these demonstratives. All right. Very good. Shall we move on? We have some warm-up exercises. Questions about these? All right. Let's look at alpha here. And why don't you say these with me? Ek tu kosmu tutu. Great. Ek is from. What case will the object of this preposition be in? Genitive. Ek requires the genitive, which is why we have genitive case forms here, right? Tu kosmu is the world, from the world. Now, is that a near or a far demonstrative word? That's near. So how do we translate near demonstratives? This. Good. And then the last thing we need to remember, this is something we just need to remember. What adjectival position do demonstrative adjectives take? They take the predicate position. What's the predicate position going to look like? They'll be anarthrous. Your noun will be articular. The adjective will be anarthrous, and it won't be, so it can't be sandwiched in between the article and the noun, right? Otherwise, it would be articular. So it's going to be on the outside, either before or after the article and its noun. So how am I going to translate this? Yes, from this world. Now, because it's in the predicate position, there's always the off chance that you might get confused and try to say, oh, well, an adjective in the predicate position then needs to have a copula, and I need to somehow insert the verb to be in between them. The only times that's ever going to be or should be a temptation to you is if the forms are in what case? In the nominative case. I can only have a copular sentence where X is Y when they're nominative case. If they're any other case, you shouldn't be tempted to try to create a copular construction out of this, okay? And these are genitive case. It wouldn't make sense to say from the world is this one because it's the wrong case, okay? All right, so it's just from this world. Yeah, out of this world would work. Sure, why not? All right, that's good. All right, now let's look at beta here, and let's read this. Ready? En de tais hemerais akenais. All right, so what's en? En. De is my postpositive conjunction. I'll actually translate that first. So, but now and in. And what case follows en? Takes the dative case. And that's why we have dative forms, right? Now, is a canise, near or far demonstrative? That one is far. How do I want to render it? That or those, depending on its number. Is this singular or plural? Plural. Very good. So I want to go with, yes, those. So maybe we could say now in those what? In those days. All right. Is this in the predicate position? You bet it is. There's no article right before it. But it's agreeing with this noun phrase in case, gender, and number, isn't it? All right. So in those days. Gamma, everybody. Post estentuta. All right. What's post? That's one of our new words, right? Okay, so how. Esten. How is. Tuta. This. How is this? The idea being how can, how is it that this is the case? And a question mark, right? So here's a question for you. Tutu and akanise, are those demonstrative pronoun or demonstrative adjective uses? Adjective, because they're in an adjectival position, right? There's a noun that they agree with in case, gender, number. Is tuta a demonstrative pronoun or a demonstrative adjective use? Here it's a pronoun. It's standing for the noun, isn't it? Is it near or far? Near. And that's why we're translating it as this. Delta. Pater hemon. All right. So what's pater? Father. Hemon? Yes. Literally, if we translate genitives as of, father of us. Okay. What case is pater here? Oh, it is declinable. Yes, this is vocative case. All right, this is vocative case. My lexical form, nominative case, is pater with the eta right there. Okay, I have slight vowel gradation. Vowel has shortened here, and it's just the bare stem with that shortened vowel. We see that in the vocative case. Okay, so this tells you that the father is being addressed. This vocative case indicates the addressee. Right, exactly. It's not third person, okay? In vocative expressions, the vocative expression is always the you in relation to the speaker, all right? Speaker's addressee is always second person. And so if you ever get tripped up as to whether you're looking at something that's vocative or not, look for something second person in the sentence, okay? Father, hallowed be, whose name? Thy, your. That's second person pronoun, isn't it? So that's your clue. All right. Epsilon, everybody. Kai akenois apen. All right. Kai means and. It could also be translated as or but, or even, or also. Okay? You need more context to know what's the best way to do that here, all right? But just be aware. Kai can have, other possibilities. Which demonstrative word is this? Near or far? This one's far. Good. Is it singular or plural? Plural. What case is it? Dative. So my case ending is not just sigma? It's iota sigma. I'm going to find my stem vowel because whatever's after the stem vowel is the case ending, right? Good. So that's dative plural. Now, Could it be the subject of apin then? No. What case would my subject be? It's not here, but if I had a subject of apin, what case would it be in? What case are subjects? Nominative case, right? That's right. So there's no nominative case form here, so this can't be the subject, right? So how do we translate apin? He said, so, or she said, right? And he, she, it said, ekenois, to them. All right. So, and we'll just go with he for now. He said to them. All right. So is this demonstrative functioning as a pronoun or an adjective? It's a pronoun use. Yes. So to them, not to them men. Okay. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have said them. It's to, pardon me, it's to those. In the Holman? Oh, on the homework. Yeah. Again, with no context, you don't really know if the demonstrative really has its demonstrative force or not. So we'll tip our hat to Mounce and say them as well as those. Alrighty? But that is the pronoun use. And when I say pronoun use, by the way, I don't mean like third person pronoun use. I mean it's functioning as a pronoun and not an adjective. Okay, there's no dative plural noun that this is hanging out with, palling around with. Okay, look at zeta. And we'll read this, everybody. Hutas estin, hahuiasmu. Okay, what's my demonstrative word? Hutas. Is it near or far? It is near. So I want to translate that how? This. Good. What case gender number is hutas? Nominative singular masculine. If you've learned your lexical form, you know this, right? So, what might its function be here? Yeah, the subject. So this, is it the pronoun or the adjective use of the demonstrative? It's a pronoun here. Okay, it's not this noun, it's just this one. Estend is hahuiasmu. That's right. So this one, or this, is my son. All right? And then eta, everyone, ente, pale taute. All right, so here's our word en we've already seen. What's it mean? In. And what case will its object be in? Dative. Dative. And always takes the object of the preposition en in the dative case. Okay? So, that's why te has the iota subscript. Taute has the iota subscript. Why is pale not in the dative case then? What? Are you contradicting me? Good for you. All right. It is also dative case. Does it look dative? Sorta. See that iota there? Yeah, I've got iotas all the way throughout here. But pale is one of those more unusual third declension nouns, okay? What's the lexical form of pale? Don't get it confused with much, right? Much or many. It's polis. That's right. And remember, pistis follows the same pattern here. All right? So they're going to, well, they don't really look like first, second, or third declension nouns, do they? All right? They do have the sigma, though, of the case ending for third declension. But do remember that iota there is the dative singular one. What gender is polis? You may not remember from your lexical form, but you've got some help here. Yeah, te, tau te, right? That's feminine. Dative, feminine, and singular. Okay? So, my demonstrative word is tau te, near or far? That's near. And is it in the predicate position? Yeah. Very good. So in this city. Is this the pronoun or the adjective use of the demonstrative? It is functioning as an adjective. It accompanies a noun, agrees in case, gender, number. Okay? Alrighty. So in this city. All right. So does that help? Very good. There's your warm-up exercises. Now we're ready to run, huh?